Hi there. In today's brief video, I will explain how to create macros in Excel, give a general overview of what they are, how to insert them, and then some common macros that you can use to help you save time. So, macros in Excel are essentially just a sequence of instructions that automate a repetitive task within Excel that you might have to do frequently so you won't have to do it over and over again by using formulas. You can set up a macro or instructions which are activated usually by a button that you can create, or you can run the macro directly from the developer tab. So the first thing to remember about macros is you need to have the developer tab available within Excel. In order to do that, you're going to go to File. You'll see it in my version, I do have the developer tab already there. But if you don't see it on your version, you're just going to go to File and Options down here. And then you're going to go to the Customize Ribbon selection and make sure that the developer tab has the check mark there. So let's go over a few different macros that you can use. So this is some raw sales data that I have here. I'm going to put it on this tab and I'm going to put it right in there. Let's say you wanted to create a macro that sorts the highest amount for this simple sales data here from highest to lowest. And you get this data sent to you, let's say every few days. In order to do that, you're going to go to the developer tab. The developer tab allows you to record a macro. So essentially, when you click on record macro, it will allow you to name the macro. I'm going to name this one sort. So once you hit OK, essentially you're pressing record. So now Excel is actually recording every instance of what I do when I use a keystroke, or if I click a button, or if I click my mouse somewhere, or if I enter text. It's going to record all of that. So what I want to do is sort this data. So I'm going to sort this data. I'm going to go to Data, Sort, and I'm going to sort it by amount, largest to smallest. I'm going to hit OK. So you'll see it sorts the product to sales data here. So that is the macro. Now you're going to go back to the developer tab and you will stop recording. So that macro has essentially been created. If you click on the macros screen, you can now see that sort macro is right there. I'm going to put the old data back in here so you can see the macro in action. So here's our sales data right here. So if I wanted to run this macro, I will just go to Macros, Sort, Run, and it runs the macro. I will put the previous data back in and show you how to use a button to run that macro. So you don't have to click on this macro button all the time. If you wanted to insert a button, you can, let's say, insert a shape, and you can call it sort. Okay. So here's our sort button. You will right click on the shape and you will assign the macro sort. So now each time you press this button, it's going to sort your data for you. Let's put the raw data back in. Now, let's say I wanted to make a macro that formats this nicely to present. You're going to go to the developer tab again, and you're going to record macro formats. So now it's recording everything that I do. So I want it to delete this. I want it to make the headers a different color. Let's just select blue and make the text white. And I want it to put some borders around here. This isn't the most aesthetically pleasing table, but it shows the point of the macro. And then I want it to highlight like so. Okay. Now I'm going to stop the macro. So now we've stopped telling the macro what we're doing. And now if we go to macros, you'll see that format macro is right there. So let's create a new shape for a new button, and we will call it format, like so. Okay, now I'm going to put the previous data back in, like that. So let's say I want to sort it. You press sort because we've assigned this button to the sort. So we better assign the format macro to this button. Assign macro, format. Okay, so let's sort it. And then we're going to format it. Just like that. Now you could have actually created one single macro that does all of that, but I wanted to show you a couple of different ways separately that macros can help you. Other ways which macros can help you is that it allows you to create a report from the raw data. A macro can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. So that is a brief overview of macros. For more advice, check out spreadsheetpoint.com and don't forget to like and subscribe.